Oh, on the Rudebouyz today, we just gonna rant about several things that happened to us over the week, dealing with people and things like that. So stay tuned for a nice little rant. Rudebouyz upon the scene. This is a dirty immigrant.
This is Scotland.
Yes, I welcome to the show again. Last week we did like an episode of our radio show, and now we have this show on here. And we're gonna do some ranting about stuff that happened to us. And stuff that just happened.
First of all, let me say sorry about that, folks. That was kind of my fault because, well, when you get really, really sick and you feel like you can't function, staying inside is probably your best bet. Yeah. And of course, you can hear I still have a little bit of hoarseness in the voice there. But
how far a trip was that you had to take Thursday?
What, Chattanooga? No, that's only about 6 hours.
Yeah, I've been to Chattanooga. Nice place.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's a good day. That's just like about 2-3 hours from Williamsburg, Kentucky. Maybe less.
Yeah, it wasn't far because I didn't notice us going by there the first time.
Yeah.
Because I think I was working on video, but the second time I was working on video again. But this time I happened to look up, and I saw athletic facilities for College of the Cumberlands.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, or University of the Cumberlands, or whatever it's called now. I think it's University of the Cumberlands.
Yeah, you went through Jellicoe, Tennessee.
Probably.
It's 12 miles from Cumberland. That's where people used to go buy their liquor because Cumberland is a dry town.
Oh, no.
So, the immigrant knows that area. Quote unquote, played basketball at back then it was Cumberland College. Now it's the University of the Cumberlands.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough said about that. There, ting.
I'm gonna go ahead and apologize again for any coughing I do.
Yeah. It's been one of them weeks, man. Politricksters going nuts. We have one guy trying to buy the presidency. We got people just saying dumb stuff all the time, and it's amazing how people don't really know anything, but they want to say something is something.
Yeah.
Like, Obama was Hitler. George Bush was Hitler. Trump is Hitler.
You notice how everybody everybody wants to go to that name.
Yeah.
If it's, I have to be able to make a point that this person is just so evil, you don't want to vote for them. Oh, they're Hitler.
Yeah.
Like, really?
I think some of them is short enough to be Napoleon. But
well, to you, they're all short enough to be Napoleon,
but dude, like I was telling you before we come on here, and one of the things I'm gonna rant about, this bus driver, I know, he's always talking about stuff, and unfortunately, this is the thing, people don't get educated. They don't educate themselves. They just listen to everybody else and go with what everybody else says.
Well, it's because the talking heads are the educated ones, so whatever they say goes, right?
Exactly, you know what I mean? And most of those talking heads dropped out of college anyway, Sean Hannity. Anyway.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah, he dropped out of college because he could win people over without facts before you could win them over with facts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's not the only one. Them liberals and there's liberals doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Let me throw one fact amongst 10 things that all sound like facts.
Yeah.
So that way it's like, oh, no, I'm still technically right. But anyway, go ahead.
So this kid I work with, he's like 18. And he just started supporting Bernie. And the reason why he started supporting Bernie is because he sat down, an 18-year-old, and then nobody thinks the kid is smart. But then I knew he would, because I see him look at the news and try to figure out stuff. But he went and he investigated Bernie and talked to people about Bernie and talked to people who's against Bernie, and then he decided Bernie is the man.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a Bernie hat, and he was at the bus station that's just down the street from where we are. And this bus driver come out the bus and saw the hat and go, "Oh, you must be a communist. And the kid is like, no, I'm not a communist. He said, well, Bernie's a communist. And the kid said, no, he's not. And he said, yes, he is. And I said, no, he's not. I lived under communism. He's not a communist. Well, just a little bit. I said, not even a little bit. He's a communist. You know, and I almost said, you don't know what communism is, obviously. And he started going on, and you know, and then he says, well, you want to give everything for free? And I was like, no, he's not trying to give everything for free. You pay higher taxes, but you get insurance. You pay higher taxes, but you get something. You get something. That's how the government is supposed to work in general. Even under capitalism. That's how it's supposed to work.
Taxes well, that would be working now if it weren't for the fact that most of our tax dollars were going to grease people's pockets.
Exactly, you know. And we explained that to him. He said, well, I don't want to pay any more taxes. I said, yeah, because you have health insurance. We don't. And we work just as hard as you do. As a matter of fact, you getting off work now because you just work 5 hours. I'm heading into work 8 hours. And I still can't afford to pay for freaking insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, but you see, and then he went, oh, and then he babbled and walked off. You know what I mean? And I saw him yesterday. That's another funny thing. But here's a guy that I had a conversation with. And this is a guy I've known for at least 6 years. And he wants to go to Grenada. No, thank you. Anyway, you know what I mean? No, I'm starting to sound like a conservative. But, you know, okay, if you don't educate yourself about something, why would you want to go there?
Yeah.
I educated myself about America before I came here. That is why we as immigrants survive, because we study the place before we go there. We don't just go, ooh, streets are paved in gold, let's go there. No, we know what we come into.
No, that's what the white Europeans did. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
But I was talking to him one time, and he was like, yeah, the military got the billions they needed. You know what I mean? And I said, you know where that money coming from? He said, the government. I said, yeah, your tax dollars. And he looks dumbfounded. He didn't correlate that he's paying taxes for the government to use. I think he thought that the government is just printing money and giving it to people. He looked dumbfounded.
Hey, we need an extra $1 billion for the Marines. Go ahead and print that off for me. Thank you.
He looked. This guy's is close to 70.
Wow.
I hear. You know, that's why.
I feel like I knew when I was a little kid. Now maybe that was because of my parents. That anything, you know, that basically gets paid from the government is obviously getting paid from us because of our tax dollars. I feel like I knew that a long time ago.
But you'd be surprised a lot of people don't understand that concept. That's why they think, you know, when the government is using money, well, you know, they'll just make more.
Well, yeah. Oh, it's theirs, right? I mean,
Yeah.
So, so what exactly then are our tax dollars doing?
Exactly.
We're just paying taxes, and it's just kind of going, oh, hey, thanks, this is awesome.
It's not our money they use, and unless, of course, somebody else get government aid, and then they piss off.
Yeah.
Because the government,
then that's our money.
Yeah, but the government don't, and I wouldn't say that it's conservative or liberals, because the rich liberals do the same thing too. They make it seem like if that's the only people that gets your tax dollars.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But check this out. Check the funny story about this guy.
Well, that's why the immigrants are getting all of our tax. The illegal immigrants are getting all of our tax dollars.
No. They believe immigrants, period, are getting it.
Well, yeah.
You know, because I'm an immigrant, and I listen to them talk. They're not just talking about illegal immigrants. They think I'm getting everything. Because I've been, one guy was saying, yeah, all these immigrants come over here, and they give them money to start a business.
You must have stacks of gold hidden in your apartment somewhere.
I mean? Well, at that point, I had just finished with my ex-wife, taking out a loan, which I paid back to own a business.
Yeah.
So he's and this was a Native American doing this too. So, you know, he's telling these kids, they're giving all these foreigners the money to start businesses, and you know what I mean? So I heard him say that. So I went to my ex-wife, who is from Kentucky. She's American. And she said, really? We're going to have to look into that. Damn. We going to take out a loan and you could get free money? There was no such thing. And I knew there was no such thing from the get-go. So another day I was up there and he's spewing the same old thing. And I said, dude, stop telling them lies. They don't give no money to no damn immigrants to open businesses. I said, listen to me talk, you fool. I'm an immigrant with a business. You think I didn't check into that when I heard you say it?
Yeah.
There's no such thing. I said, shut up. But here's a funny story about that one bus driver. Yesterday, he got off the bus, he waved at me. And he made it a point to wave at every black person and Mexican he saw in the bus station and ignore all the white people. He white. So he's trying to prove, see, I'm okay. Hey, brother. Hey, my man. Hey, brother. Like, just get the hell out of here, dude. I've been talking to you for 5 years. I know exactly what you think. You know what I mean? Because they don't think I'm black. So they say stuff about black people. They don't consider me an immigrant because they say stuff about immigrants in front of me. You know what I mean? Speaking of that, this is actually a funny story. Tim he's a radio personality, well, TV personality here. And he saw me at work Sunday, and he was telling me the story that he know this Jamaican who is a musician. And he said the Jamaican was telling the story that he was in a store somewhere in America, and they were following him around. Like, you know, this white lady security guard is following him around. And then, then she went up to him and says, call him the N-word and told him to get out of the store because he's going to steal.
Oh.
So he started to talk, and she said, oh, okay, I'm sorry, you're not one of them.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I told him, hey, I get that all the time.
Wow.
I get that all the time. It's because we speak and when we speak, of course we have proper English to a certain degree. So they go, oh, it must be one of us. He speaks proper or something to that effect. You know, which is funny because that's how we speak on the island. But and the funny part about that too is there's this black kid there, Terrence is his name. Terrence said, what? And Terrence got hurt because he's one of them.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I'm telling you, man, we live in a strange world where people, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And baby boomers, and I'm not bashing them per se, but they're always talking about how sensitive the younger generation is. They are more sensitive than anything else on the planet. You know what I mean? Like my buddy, he's a Bernie supporter, and he said something about Medicare and stuff like that, and he was being sarcastic, and you know, it's kind of like socialism programs and stuff. And one of our other co-workers, who is an older lady, got really angry, and she went off on him. And then later she realized what he was trying to say, and then says, "No, we're on a different page," you know. But you got offended.
Oh yeah.
As quick as, the millennials do. Supposedly. I ain't never seen a millennial get that offended that quick.
Well, it's because they're too busy looking at their phones, and then it finally registers in their brain. What?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Listen, I'm sort of a baby boomer. I'm in the ending stages of it. But baby boomers don't want to let go. They don't want to go, hey, the world is changing. Let's give it to the people who understand the world as it is now.
Yeah.
No, they have that stupid crap about morality. You know what I mean? Not humanity, morality. Things that really doesn't portray the human morality. And that's just a concocted word, I think. I think if people just be human, we'll be all right. Because people think being human means being a warrior, you know, and get what you want, get that bag, you know, whatever they say these days. That's what they think a human being is. They don't think human beings are compassionate and caring or anything like that. And the baby boomers were definitely raised in an era where you have to be the warrior because you have the nuclear bombs and we tell the world what to do. Russia, China, America, all these big countries. That's the way the baby boomers thinking now because they had the Cold War and we survived the Cold War. You know that kind of stuff and all. Yeah, but
sorry, I'm laughing watching you do these little mannerisms while you're doing.
I'm telling you, man. And you see people, and that's why. But you know what I've noticed? Now the bus driver must be a little bit less smarter than most people because most people don't challenge me on stuff like that. Like I'm a Facebook page, I don't get challenged at all because you know I had a boss that said she don't want to talk to me because I'm smarter than her. No, you don't want to talk to me because you know you're going to say stuff and I'm going to show you the facts. And you feel comfortable with the little fantasy world you live in, be it liberal or conservative,
Yeah.
So you don't want to hear from me because, I'll come and this is this is that, this is that. You know what I mean? And it's strange. And a lot of them come up and try to tell me what Grenada is like. I was born there, you moron. Listen to me speak. I was born there. I know what's there. I know what's going on there now because unlike you, I actually pay attention to what's going on there. And not only do I listen to our news, because of course the news is going to spin it, I ask my brother, I ask this person, what's really going on home?
Mm-hmm.
What's the vibe? Because the people going to know what's going on. The news is going to tell you the watered down thing that the government want to tell you, even though our news is like, I hear stuff on our news that happen here that I don't see on your news.
What a surprise.
Same
Well,
thing with the BBC.
it's because we're too busy talking about
opinions.
Well, not just opinions, but everybody has to take one story and beat it until you can't take it anymore. And then in the meantime, you do miss this and you do miss that, and that goes under the bridge, and that, nobody knows about because we have to keep going. Everybody has to keep talking about this one thing.
Yeah.
Because that's unfortunately the trending thing. And
See?
we can't just take the trendy thing and go, okay, we spent a minute or two on it, and now let's get to the rest of the news. No, you have to stay on the trendy thing. And, okay, even in the sports world, unfortunately with the death of Kobe Bryant, everybody stayed all over the death of Kobe Bryant and didn't talk about some of these other things that were going on. Hey, by the way, did you see that this team won that game? And, this team's actually won a few games in a row. And this is going on and that's going on. No, they had to keep talking about the trendy thing. So, I mean, it happens even, unfortunately, in the sports world, too. Because right now you've got everybody going berserk over the Astros stealing signs. Anytime they now interview a baseball person, no matter what team they're on, they have to ask them about, so what do you think about the Astros? And so, now we've got another story.
What happened?
Okay, stealing signs in baseball is something that has been done forever, but now the Astros were using basically electronic technology to steal signs, which is completely against any kind of ethics rules, whatever you want to call it. And they actually have video and audio where you can hear how it was being relayed. Like, they were basically using trash can hits. Like, okay, there'd be a player up at the plate. You'd see the catcher give the sign, and then you might hear, they knew a pitch was coming. And then catcher give another sign. The batter knew what pitch was coming. Like, you can hear the audio. You can hear in the background somebody, doing these little noises.
I thought I was thinking about actual signs.
Oh, no.
I was like, what signs are they stealing? Did somebody
we're going to take this billboard and that
that's
billboard.
What I was thinking. And when you say electronically, I thought, they got somebody sitting in a room going, let me take down this electronic billboard.
Well, that's because you're not a baseball person, but yeah. I'm going to rip this billboard off. This is mine.
I thought there was only politicians that were stealing each other's signs like that.
But that's another thing is, okay, I'm in spring training and we're supposed to be talking about how you guys are getting ready for the season. Okay, we'll talk about how you guys are getting ready for the season. Oh, by the way, what do you think about the Astros? So now we can make another whole story out of that.
Yeah, that's kind of like Tom Brady and Deflategate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it really gets incredibly annoying because that this person has probably just stood here and answered questions about, our team, we're hoping the pitching's going to come through, and, we've got these new guys here, getting all this stuff ready for the season, but the story ends up coming out, so-and-so thinks that the Astros should have been, in trouble more for this, and players should have been suspended, instead of what is essentially a season preview. No, it's like we finally got this person to talk about this. So now that's the story. And LeBron put out a tweet about it, calling out the baseball commissioner, saying, that you need to listen to your players. And so now that's another story. I mean, so we take a tweet from somebody who's not even in baseball, but talking about the situation. So now we make another news story out of that. And it just, the only thing that I really have to say to all of the baseball players that have been sharing their opinions about this whole thing. I really hope that you never get busted for anything, because how many times have we seen a politician who will stand there and scream their guts out about, I can't believe that you've done this and you are so wrong and this is so wrong and all that, and then they basically get busted for that.
Yeah, they're sending wiener pictures.
Exactly. They want to talk about how infidelity is so wrong, and then there's some girl in the background going, excuse me, been sleeping with you for over a year while you've been married.
Last night at 10 p.m. up in the hotel room.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, is that I really hope that all these guys who are coming out so, again, a morality of baseball, you are so disgusted about how, the Astros should have been suspended and this should have happened and that should have happened. I really hope you never get busted for anything, because somebody's going to go back and go, really now? Yeah. Now you're just trying to stand there and go, oop, I'm sorry.
And here's the thing that, and this is for the political-minded people on my Facebook page. When Kobe died and they were doing Kobe, he ain't important. No, he ain't important. These people who died here for our freedom is important. That guy crashed that car and it was all over my Facebook page, and nobody says,
oh, the NASCAR driver?
Yeah, he didn't die.
No, exactly, yeah.
But
I think I heard this morning that he's awake and talking to doctors. Yes.
Nobody said, well, he's not important. This is important. Yeah. Nobody said anything.
No,
you have to ask yourself why. The thing about it is this, and a lot of people get offended when you pull the race card. It's a subconscious thing, and this is how I explain it. The older I get, and I do certain stuff, and I was like, my God, that's just like my mom. I said I'll never do that. Mm-hmm. Subconscious.
Yeah. Well, think about this too. When you see, all the people that are supporting basically all the spitting on the Constitution that our president is doing right now. I can fire you. I can get you out of here because you disagree with me.
I pardon you.
Yep. Oh, I found out that that you're going to try and testify me, so you're gone. Yep, I can pardon you no matter what kind of a god-awful criminal you were. I can do whatever I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. And all the people who are supporting him, calling him a great president, all this sort of stuff. If Hillary had been voted in and she was doing this stuff, how many of those people would be going, we've got a liberal president that is spitting on the Constitution?
Off with her head.
Exactly. It's all because it's your side.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
By the way, liberals will do the same.
Well, obviously they're the ones right now who are cursing everything that Trump's doing. Yeah. But flip side of that, if it was Hillary who had gotten elected and she was doing all these things, then the conservatives would be cursing everything that she's doing, and the liberals would be trying to defend everything that she's doing.
There's no sense. I remember, I think, did we ever have a conversation like that? There's no sense of right and wrong.
It's my side, your side.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And then there's...
And everybody believes their side is right. Yeah.
And then there's a middle ground where, we could excuse certain bad behavior.
Yeah, because it's our side. Yeah, I tried to have a conversation with a certain person that I used to do a show with here one time who believed that this country would never do anything wrong. And I tried to tell her about, all the different experiments that have been run. And, oh, by the way, what about the, ordering total annihilations of Native American villages? I mean, she didn't believe that we would ever do anything wrong, and I told her about what about in World War II when we took all the Japanese people and put them basically in internment camps. They weren't obviously the death camps that the Nazis were running, but we took all the Japanese people and put them into these camps because we got to make sure that they're not going to suddenly try and blow up our country from the inside. Oh well, but we were just trying to watch our country. The Nazis thought that they were right in what they were doing.
Yeah. But check, she's the same one that quit talking to me. Remember the conversation we had? Yeah. Where when she was like, you bomb them. And I was like, well, as a reference, you invade my country. Should I do something to you? Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, you're going to have to do what you're going to do. No, you don't really believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
You just think, because you see, they think that, I'm on their side because, I'm not gangster. And I speak proper English and stuff like that. He's educated, so he's one of us. No, lady, I'm educated. You're brainwashed. It's a difference.
Look, people, I'm sorry, but nobody's perfect.
No. I got my flaws.
We all do dumb stuff. We all do wrong things.
Yeah.
all sides do wrong things.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the thing, and we always say this, if a Republican is going to come up and do the right thing, go and vote for him.
Yeah.
If a Democrat going to come up and do the right thing, you're going to vote for him. But
it's somebody from a third party, because we don't want to be brainwashed to think that we can only vote for the Republican or the Democrat again.
You know what I mean? And I don't get it, dude. I see people go off on each other, family members, and you can't even say anything without somebody from the other side. Well, this, that, or the, you know what I mean? And it's just really.
It seems like you can't really say anything without starting a fight.
Yeah,
and everybody loves to fight. It's insane,
dude. And I don't know what it is about me, but liberal people love me and conservative people love me, and I'm not tooting my own horn. Just check my Facebook page; they're there.
Yeah.
And they don't get angry at me when I say stuff. Maybe it's because I don't get off angry. I just make my point.
Yeah. Well, that's another problem, is that too many people can't seem to make a point without being disgusting about it.
Yeah.
I like if I disagree with something that you say, I can't just possibly say, well, what about this, and give you some facts.
Yeah.
I have to call you a bleeping moron.
Oh, yeah.
And you are so stupid, and and throw out several more bleeps.
Yeah, it's your fault. The world is going to hell in a handbasket, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I see that stuff on my Facebook page every day with people.
Yeah.
I end up laughing. I get my popcorn out and I go, look at them go. Woohoo! Bring it on, baby.
This is better than the movies.
You know what I mean? Saturday night at the Apollo, the comedy clubs, Def Jam Comedy Club or whatever they call it. Yeah, I actually enjoy some of it. It used to frustrate me, but now it's like, man, this is not going to get fixed. Not anytime soon.
We're kind of at a pretty miserable crossroads, because we also have... And this is something maybe we can talk even more about another time, because we've got about 5 minutes left here. But people with the prevailing attitude of, I'm going to do whatever I want and you have to deal with my crap.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to do what I want. And it's your problem if you don't like it. It's not mine.
Yeah.
And we see it from... if we want to call them the normal people, the everyday walking around people. We see it from celebrities. We see it from athletes. We see it from the politicians. I mean, it seems like so many people right now just, what was that song that came out about 10 years ago now? I'ma do me.
Yeah. I'ma
do me, and you got to deal with it.
There's a song... there's a song about 2 years ago. I'm gonna do what I want. I do what I want. I do what I want. This rap. Well, they call it rap, but it's not.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
And you know what? When you're a kid, people try to tell you, don't care what other people say. You do what you want, and that should not be a blanket statement for everything that you want to do.
Yeah,
it should be. You know what? Okay. If you're a little small but you want to play football, don't worry about what other people say. You go work for it. If somebody says that you're too stupid to be a scientist one day, don't care about what they say. If you want to do that, you go for it. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Something like that, not just, well, you know what? I feel like blasting music as loud as I want to till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, even though I'm surrounded by other people who are trying to sleep. I don't care. You got to deal with that, because I'm going to do me. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then if you try and go tell them, even if you try and do it in a nice way, hey, could you please quiet down? This
they
is
try
so
to kick
rude.
your door in.
Yeah, exactly. They'll threaten you. They'll try and kick your door in. They'll basically end up trying to make life even more miserable for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some neighbors where I've tried to say something to them about, the amount of smoking that they were doing inside, because I'm breathing it in my apartment and I can't take it. And what did they do? They made it worse. To my face, they went, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll try and do something different. And then after that, they smoked even more. They made it worse.
They probably wasn't even smoking. They probably just...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they were blowing up to the ceiling just about all they wanted to, because it was like, oh, yeah, you trying to accuse me of coming in your apartment?
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah.
It's like, man, people just don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care who else this disturbs.
Yeah. The funny part about the whole situation with the conservative and the liberals, too, is, and you see it on my Facebook page every day, they want the exact same things.
Yeah.
And I always put up...
power, for one.
You see, that's the thing. The people on my page is not about power. A lot of them is about equality. They just pick sides thinking which side could do it better. And I keep saying, if those two sides wanted equality, we would have it already. They had all these years to get it to that point. And now they're just dividing you even more.
Yeah.
With
Here's another example as far as the dividing. And it's back on the sports level, but it really goes back and forth. So the San Francisco Giants want to do a little 10-year reunion for when they won the World Series in 2010. Well, one of their players, they have asked him not to be a part of this because some things that he has put out on social media. There was a photo that he put up, I guess, holding up a target that he had been shooting at or whatever, and I guess his kids too. I don't know. I didn't see it. But it said, yeah, teaching my boys how to shoot in case Bernie Sanders beats Donald Trump in 2020.
Saw that, yeah.
And
was he a player or a coach?
No, he was a player.
Oh.
And he was a pretty darn good player too. And then there was something else that he made a quote joke of, and I really wish I could remember what it was because it was one of those. Talking about we should basically abduct, I think it was Iranian women and just teach them to basically be able to stand there and fan us off and feed us grapes. I'm like, that's a joke? I'm like, are you serious? That's a joke? And so then I guess when somebody asked him about, the Giants basically saying, hey, we don't want you here because the things that you're doing go against us as an organization, what came out of his mouth? Yeah, well, whatever. If they want to keep with that progressive that's fine. I'm like, there you go.
See?
And see, again, okay, you want to have the freedom of speech to be able to say these things that you think are funny or whatever, but then you know what? Then this team's also got the freedom to say, man, we don't want you around because this is ridiculous.
Exactly.
But then people want to scream, oh, now you're infringing on my rights and all that. Like, man, come on.
Like,
oh, and then we've got the girl at Ohio.
Yeah, going there to provoke people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She played a victim.
Yeah, and so it's like people... ignore her. She's doing things to get a rise out of you, to get a reaction so that then the people who back her will back her even more.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? Unfortunately, those people have guns.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're going to come back her, it's not going to be pretty.
Because you have guns, too.
Yeah, I just, like, people, and then, okay, so you have somebody who's basically screaming violence, right? And then the people who want to say, oh, you're so wrong for screaming violence, but I'm going to throw this at you. I'm like, you're doing the same damn thing. You're just doing it without a gun.
Yeah, it's crazy what's going on out there, people. We got to stop, take a step back, see what's going on, and make a decision. Like I told this one lady when we were about to have that guest on, and I told her, I don't want to listen to him. I said, but he's Republican just like your boy. Yeah. I said, what you should do is you should listen to everybody, then make an informed decision. And she went, oh, I never really look at it that way. Of course not, because everybody else is telling you how to look at it. Yeah. I just told you how to look at it.
And she just immediately took your word for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you educate yourself. So you don't have people telling you everything, you know what I mean? Because people are going to tell you stuff because they're looking out for their best interest in most cases. I was looking out for your best interest. I wasn't trying to sway you to think you still believe in your Trump. I don't mind. That's your thing. I don't put memes, dirty memes about Trump on my Facebook page. I don't put dirty memes about anybody on my Facebook. If they do something silly, I mention it and crack a joke on it. But I'm not going to say, what an idiot. He's Hitler, blah, blah, blah. And just like really
because that doesn't solve anything either.
No. But they like me because I'm like that. But they don't think of it of themselves as being a human being with compassion. Like, Trump's got kids. And I'm not talking about the sons and the daughters that's involved in politics.
Yeah.
I could understand people doing that, but he's got little Baron, and he's probably got nieces and nephews that have nothing to do with this. They have to deal with that.
Yes.
So I don't really care about him because he's out there. I care about the people that's going to get hurt with this. So I don't go after him like that. You know what I mean? And I don't go after Obama like that. I don't go after Hillary Clinton like that. You know what I mean? They got people that is going to get hurt by that. They got kids who's going to be bullied by people in school because of what you said. Think about them. That's who I think of.
They don't.
But anyway, we better get out of here and ting. I hope this show, you all enjoy this show. Rudebouyz upon the scene. You got anything else to add?
I'm good.
All right. Remember, don't let that system get you down.
It's through, boys. We're out.